Could this be the best value dual-motor electric scooter with dual suspension of 2024? Punk Rider Pro seems to have it all to be among the greatest this year, but is it really? Let's inspect. Yeah, that's quite fun. Another electric scooter with two motors, and having acceleration coming out of two wheels is usually a lot more fun than single motor drives, and of course makes going uphill a lot more pleasing experience. Great to meet you, by the way. I'm the Tech Mishke. Over here on the channel we expect a lot of cool and interesting tech, and just think about it, being able to adjust the maximum speed, the acceleration grade, the lights, pretty much everything that matters about an electric scooter via a smartphone app. At least this is what Punk Rider are promising that their first generation of electric scooters is capable of. And all of that is supposed to cost $1,400. I guess that's why I'm here, in order to try out all the features, figure out how good or bad they are in reality, and help you to figure out whether that's the right electric scooter for you, or simply just to get to know another cool piece of tech. Let's go! Punk Rider scooter generation retail price starts at $1,099 and has the dual motor Pro edition right now at $1,399, which by 2024 standards puts it among the most affordable fun-to-ride electric scooters out there. This is a bit less than the Kirin G3 Pro and a fraction of the price that you would pay for similarly spec'd Dualtron, Inokim or V-Set models, meaning that I remain cautious about the expectations, but I'm at the same time rather optimistic. Well, the packaging this time was unfortunately somewhat compromised. I guess it's been in contact with water because the bottom has almost fallen apart. However, despite the cardboard structural issues, Punk Rider Pro has arrived safe and sound. I just can't showcase the unboxing in the usual smooth way. You see, the scooter uncontrollably fell down sideways. But if you want to take a look at the box, actually there are two of them, and this is the inside one. Your next most important quest is to mount the handlebar. It is a very special kind of a handlebar because the Punk Riders team has decided to hide most of the cables on the inside, and from there the wires go straight inside the tube. So gently push these cables to the inside, then align the handlebar, and you may also want to add this fashion cover to the front. It's supposed to protect this area, as well as give this scooter a cooler design. It is very important to tighten the screws well, and at the same time to make sure that you're not pressing any of the cables. It's the trickiest moments of the assembling procedure, perhaps the only thing that you may find challenging. On the other hand, if you want to maintain the tire pressure the easy way, here's this crazy cool gadget, a portable air compressor brought to you by today's video sponsor, Sinkwire. Its powerful airflow capability reaches up to 150 psi, enabling swift and effective inflation that easily outperforms similar products. The pump comes with a large and clear LED screen which keeps you updated about the inflation progress at any point of time, and there are a bunch of presets and connectors that you can rely on. Plus, you can count on these 4 aluminum alloy spare tire valve caps, a complimentary gift by Sinkwire. Small, portable and lightweight, it has become the preferred method should I need to inflate my bike or car's tires or my basketball or the Punk Rider Pro's tires. So before the first ride or every 2 to 3 weeks, Sinktire's portable air compressor is the easy way to maintain the tire pressure. Head over to the video description area and find the best deal to get yours. Once you're done with this, there's a bit more time to explore the components, and you're going to notice that some of the details are made with surprisingly good quality. For instance, excellent grips, and finally a value motor which doesn't use the most basic kind of these. The bell is nice. The lack of many cables makes the visual appearance of the scooter so much better. Looks like a lot of the design ideas are inspired by the Tesla's famous Cybertruck series. If you care about the specs, the Pro model that I test here is equipped with two motors. The top speed is 32 miles per hour. The battery pack is 18 ampere-hours of capacity operating at 52 volts. The frame is made of aluminum and steel. There's a dual drum braking system plus regenerative braking option, a rubber cartridge-based dual suspension. The scooter is IPX water resistant and comes with a number of safety precautions related to the battery and the electronics. Oh, there's Bluetooth and even a smartphone app. Do you want us to talk about the specs? Because I do. Well, as a starter, most of the components sound surprisingly good for the price tag of $1,400. And interestingly, there are certain areas which seem to have sort of redundancy. Take the braking, for instance. This scooter relies on rear and front drum brakes, and I know these are no-disc brakes, but the drum brakes are a bit cheaper. Pretty much zero maintenance. They are not as noisy, especially if you have issues with the pads. It can be as effective as drum brakes. Plus, you can rely on this lever, which is going to engage the regenerative braking, which is going to make the scooter stop using motors, and at the same time you're going to gain a little bit of battery juice back. The other redundant part, as far as I've discovered, is the signalization area, where you can warn people that you're about to pass by using this electronic horn, or you can use the bell. I guess it depends on how much you want to scare pedestrians or people who are around you. Now, pretty interesting about the motor setup, because according to Punk Rider, we can rely on up to 2.3 kilowatts worth of acceleration, and that's pretty phenomenal. Also curious about the overall battery endurance as well as the suspension, because you can see that design is fairly interesting, plus front and rear suspension. So I guess we are now about to hop on and do more testing. The acceleration test is the first thing to try out, and while I usually check how long it takes to accelerate from 0 to 25 kilometers per hour, we may push it a bit further and check how quickly it's going to accelerate from 0 to, let's say, 25 miles per hour. I believe it makes good sense to have the values measured for both single and dual motor modes, because the difference is rather significant. In single motor mode, it is the front wheel which is responsible for the acceleration, and keep in mind that these here are the defaults, and if you would like to have more aggressive kind of riding, tuning up the settings via the smartphone app is the way to go. Punk Rider Pro is apparently not among the most powerful electric scooters out there, but the motors guarantee very pleasant and quick acceleration, which sometimes can be increasing your adrenaline levels. I know that the other hot topic is about the range. As usual, the expected endurance is measured based on very perfect conditions, whereas the designers promise you up to 45 miles of range if you maintain speeds around 13 miles per hour. I'm gonna tell you about the worst case scenario. If you go some off-road trails and mostly utilize Mode 3, you're going to hardly exceed 20 miles, maybe even less if there are too many inclines. In short, the range is still above the industry average, and the pleasant surprise is the use of the quality DMEGC battery cells. It's one of the top Chinese brands for good lithium-ion batteries, and they're of the type 21700, and the pack has waterproof sealing, which together with the silicon-filled controller means that rain is very unlikely to have any negative impact on the electronic components. The Punk Rider's engineers promise that it is IPX6 water resistant. The other quite interesting part of the setup is the suspension. It's based on rubber cartridge system, which is among the most durable kind of suspension and among the quieter types, plus a fairly affordable one in case servicing is required. Some higher-end dual-throne-made scooters have such kind of suspension, and they even offer different cartridges about softness, something that is not available with the Punk Rider Pro line yet. No leaking, no squeaking, and great levels of consistency, with the trade-off that there's zero way of configuring or adjusting their performance. The braking system is quite good as well. The Punk Rider series rely on drum brakes plus regenerative braking, and I confirm that safety has been a priority while designing this one. If you prefer smoother speed reduction, I'd go for the electronic braking only by using this left lever. The tires are also a great choice. It is one more component where we can see thoughtful implementation of tubeless tires with sealants, so we can call them self-healing, because for all the small holes, the liquid inside is going to seal the punctured area. and it is good to keep them inflated around 50 psi in order to get the optimal range. Going up the stem, the folding mechanism is quite a decent one. I've intentionally pushed it as much as possible when riding in off-road conditions, and 150 kilometers later, there is no sign of issues. It comes with 2 safety locks, meaning that even if it is halfway unlocked, the stem won't bend or fold. Of course, we finished the walkthrough with the handlebar, where everything is conveniently placed. The power button is responsible for configuration changes. You can switch between the riding modes, single and dual motor mode, turn the lights on or off. I thought that these multiple presses are going to be annoying, but I got used to them so quickly that now everything happens naturally. You could switch the turn signals, use the left lever for the electronic brake. The display shows a whole lot of information too, and while not perfectly visible under the summer sun, you can at least distinguish most of the digits. There's a Bluetooth module too, and very well-designed smartphone app, not only about user interface, but also about the features that you may access. Being able to configure the acceleration, the top speed, the regen braking strength is a super nice set of features. And what you probably will notice at the top of the scooter is the lack of too many cables. Yeah, the only model I can think of right now, and this decision gives it particularly sleek design. But at the same time, I see this as a bit of a drawback, because I'm starting my list with complaints with the rather narrow handlebar. Something you're gonna notice especially at high speeds. I feel that the complexity of replacing the original one due to the integrated cables also belongs here. Further, there is no damper for the front wheel, so that it can improve the stability when you're riding at high speeds. There is no dual charging option, converting into close to 10-hour charging cycles, and there also is no ignition key. These are the disadvantages that I can think of. In the end, let's for a moment forget about all the tests and the specs and everything else that we have been talking about. Just go to Punk Rider's official website and take a look at all the information which is available there. You have so many details about the battery packs, about the details around suspension, about the motor. You know, a company which is comfortable disclosing so many details around creating the first generation of electric scooter and offering that many replacement parts gives me confidence that something is made to last, and also that in case I have a trouble with any of the parts, I can easily order a spare and get my unit fixed as quickly as possible. And concerning the price point and the value point, yes, I do believe this is one of 2024's best value dual motor electric scooter with a dual suspension setup. In a matter of fact, I feel that closest competitors, maybe being the Kugo Kirin line with their G3 Pro, well, this feels with better build quality, higher end components, and a better price, which feels like the perfect formula. At least that's my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. Which are the features that you like the most about Punk Rider Pro, and which are the things that make you a little bit concerned about it? Let me know in the comment section below the video. And in case you want to get to know more about this electric scooter or probably order your own unit, check the video description for more information. As usual, so much fun to prepare all this for you, and in case you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections, and I, Michael, gonna see you in the next video thinking it through. This is not a great idea for the Punk Rider Pro. Probably a full face would be the better option. Enjoy riding. See you soon.